Hey guys, I hope that you're well. Today is a Starseed Ascension energy update. The main thing is kind of like this theme we've been talking about is we're just purging a lot of collective density. So I mentioned it on my most recent video, this kind of idea of if it's feeling like sludge, if it's feeling just, don't take it so personally. First of all, this dense energy isn't who you are, even if it's, whether you want to say if it feels like the collectives or if it's kind of like your own from your own ancestral lineage, it's still like not who you are. And so when you're in the density, when you're in the sludge and the mud and the heaviness, you're gonna probably be having heavy thoughts too, right? Like really dense, heavy thoughts, kind of thoughts of hopelessness, like these thoughts of this is gonna be forever. And that's just the flavor of thought you're having because of it's gonna match the flavor of sensation that's happening in your body. So the best you can, stay out of thought forms. You really just, you want to either stay with the sensation or you want to just stay connected to your spacious awareness. Because if you're getting involved in thought forms when you're purging your own ancestral density or the collective's density, it's just gonna, it's gonna add an extra layer of suffering or this layer, another layer of heaviness. And so the best you can, just allow the density to be there, relax into it, and yeah, stay out of thoughts. That's basically what I want to say there. So we're helping the collective. It's like we're kind of going first. We're going, we're here to kind of go out ahead and start clearing dense energies for the whole, for the one. That's a deeper reason why we're here. To be these alchemists for the unconscious energies in the collective. And some of us had different missions than others. Some of us came to clear really dense stuff for a long time. Some of us maybe not so much, and then we're kind of doing other things. So we all, regardless though of our specific missions, we all came here kind of to lead the way to transform the collective consciousness. We're transforming the energies more, like these denser energies, we're transmuting them into love. We're transmuting them into peace. And so, we're here, yes, we're here serving the collective in a way, in a big way. And the collective's ascension, we're going to make it easier for the ones who go next, like the next wave of ascension after us. It's going to, we will have cleared so much of the kind of the 3D matrixy, programmy, fear, density stuff. And so we're paving the way. But also I want to stress this point too. This came through. These collective energies that are dense, they're helping us as light workers. They're helping us become very powerful alchemists. And a lot of times as light workers, starseeds, sensitive empath beings, we're a bit imbalanced in our light nature, meaning we don't embrace darkness a lot of the time. A lot of the time we just are unconsciously resisting darkness. It's because a lot of us come from like star systems and heaven realms and these other realities where there isn't as much density, there isn't as much darkness. It's more light natured. And so we tend to be more light natured. But coming down into this earth realm where there's this heaviness and there's the contrast and there's the darkness, it's like these denser energies are helping us connect to our strength. They're helping us learn how to be balanced in dark natured energies. And so let yourself have a darker tint for a while if you need to in these denser energies. It's like these denser energies are also trying to serve you. Yes, you're here to clear stuff, but you're also here to learn and to grow in a more of a physical reality of form. A lot of us, we probably had avatars, we had a form like nature, but the realities we were in prior to this were probably much less dense than this, right? Or we can remember manifesting things really quick. It was just more love, expansiveness, and connectiveness, or connectivity. And we're here to bring all of those elements. Like we're bringing those light-natured elements to this denser, darker reality. But also this denser, darker reality, we don't need to label it as bad. I mean, it's like I said, it's helping us connect to our power. It can help us stay grounded. It can help us get in our bodies. We're really learning what it's like to be an earthling. And to be an earthling, you got to deal with density. You got to deal with contrast and things of that nature. Like gross meaning dense. It's not so ethereal, right? So these energies here on earth, they're helping us become more balanced. They're helping us become, like I said, strong, solid. They're increasing our power of allowing. It's like darkness grows your presence a lot. Like when we're really with this gnarly, sludgy, muddy stuff, our presence is having to grow. Our capacity to allow and to not resist and to be okay with uncomfortable sensations, that capacity is having to grow through sheer necessity. So you're becoming a very powerful being because of the mission you chose. And that's part of the reason you chose the mission of dissolving a lot of this density and this darkness, because you wanted to get in touch with your power in a physical realm, in a physical body. You wanted that experience as a soul. What's it like to go into that dense reality and to maybe initially get overwhelmed and to get frustrated with it, but eventually to come to know my power as a soul, as a master being, as an alchemist. And it's like, that's a big reason. We're just here to learn, we're here to grow, and we're here to assist with things on earth. There's a bigger mission going on too that we're all tied into, and we're all in it together, but we're also here to learn as individual souls. And so, this sludge and this collective density is helping you grow up as a soul. It's helping you mature. It's helping you release any places in your consciousness where you're identified as a victim, right? It's helping you shed layers of like victimhood, of where you're disempowered. It's like that sludge, that darkness, that heaviness, it reveals that to us, because I can, in my consciousness, even a few times last night when I was just going through it, I could see where, I'm tied into a kind of paradigm of victimhood here. And I would have never known that if it wasn't for unrelenting, heavy darkness that I was transmuting, right? And so this darkness is liberating you. It's shedding the layers of the false self that you're not. Like I said, the disempowered one, the victim. The voices that aren't true, the voices that say, I can't do this, the voices that say, this is too much, the egoic layers, the egoic programs, none of that is true. You are powerful enough for this. You are strong enough for this. You are big enough for the task that you've been handed. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been handed this task. And sometimes our bodies have to go through certain karma to become fully embodied. So don't take it personally, just hold space for what the process that's happening right now. And like I said, we don't want to be going into the thought forms, because that's going to add a lot more heaviness. Through this, you're going to become more synced up and connected to a greater universal power. I've been calling on help a lot recently because it's been a lot. How often do we call on help when things are going really sparkly and well? Maybe you do, and that's beautiful. But I know for myself, I tend to call on a greater power. I tend to ask the Divine Mother to flood me with grace and to flood me with support when things are the most difficult. So these difficult times are helping us connect to our higher guidance teams, our higher assistants. We can call that the universe, the Divine Mother, your spirit guides, Archangel Michael, Jesus, Buddha, whatever resonates for you. I love me some Hilda Charlton, and some Yogananda. I mean, there's so many greater forces of benevolence and divine power to call on. And it's actually during these times when things get really intense that we open ourselves to that support. And guess what? That support's still going to be there, even on the other side of these difficult sensations and these difficult energies. And we'll look back and be thankful, like, wow, I'm glad I was really going through it, because then I got to connect to this awesome spirit guide team that was here waiting for me to call on them. Last night I called on my papa, who passed away. My grandpa, but we called him Papa, recently. And when he passed away, he said, immediately he became a spirit guide, and whatever heaven realm he went to, he basically said, I can help you from here. And I called on him last night. I said, Papa, I need your help. And boom, I just felt so much of him and his grace flooding into me. And I just started crying and crying and crying. And it was a huge release. I had a huge release. But I wouldn't have called on him. I wouldn't have called on that support. And I wouldn't have got to feel the closeness with my papa. I felt closer to him than I ever did when he was living. I just cried with him, and I felt us like energetically hugging. And I'm trying not to cry here. And we had this really beautiful conversation, a conversation that the deepest conversation we've ever had, you know? And yeah, if I wasn't going through so much intensity, I never would have had that conversation with him, right? So there's a lot to be thankful for here too. I think that's good. The thing is, it's in the depths of darkness, it's in the stormiest waters that we really find out who we are. And sometimes we have to be in the storm, we have to be kind of drowning a bit and kind of getting thrashed around to find our true strength, to find our true power, and discover the truth of who we are. Because it's like in that storm, when we're getting thrashed around or almost drowning, it's like that's where all the false stuff has to dissolve out of necessity, and we have to step into our greatness, to our bigness, to our essential nature, because these times are requiring that we do that. So that's the gift of these times. I hope that this video helps you guys. Thanks for joining the Patreon. Thanks for booking sessions. It's such an honor to serve. I love you all so much. Namaste.